Hi everyone, it's Liz from Crafting with Nani. I don't know why the bottom always looks so dark. Anyways, if you see that red live button, that means we're live. And if it's black, that means you're watching a replay, which is just fine. If you can put hashtag replay, then I can come back and see ya and say hi and all that good stuff. Just trying to find myself on my own page, which I did. Let me get rid of my volume. So that's cool. That worked really fast this time. Sometimes it takes me forever to find myself. So I did good today. So we're going to be still working on Cindy's beautiful journal. Still been working on it. It's got two pretty hefty size signatures in it. So there's a lot of pages, you know. I was trying to explain to my daughter today. She was asking about the signatures and stuff. And I'm like, well, each piece of paper that you put in, technically you have four sides to it to decorate or not decorate, because you have, you know, the one side. Hi Barb, how are you? And so you have this side, and then you also have the other side of it. So that's technically four places to decorate on one piece of paper. So we have a lot of decorating still to do. Hi Debbie, how are you? Yeah, so for people who are just learning to do journals and stuff, don't get yourself caught up in putting huge signatures in, because it can be overwhelming trying to get them all decorated. So a normal signature is between 13 and like 17 pages, and I think we have like 19 in both of these. So both of these signatures are hefty girls or boys, whatever they want to be. So this is like, I don't even know. I think this is the 5th time I've been working on it live. So we have this cute page that turned out super cute. So it started like this, and then you just fold it down, and then you can flip it over, and then we have, you know, Justin's print inside of it. So that one was fun to make. And we have this little tuck. So hi Debbie. It says Debbie's watching. Hi Lois. It says Lois. Oh, hi. You're kicking out my cow patties. Thank you so much, Debbie. Let's see, I don't see what you're seeing, but anyways, thank you so much for kicking out my cow patties. I am going to turn the camera down so you guys can see the desk, or not my face. No. So anyways, let's get to working on this, because this hour screams by so fast. I think I knocked part of my stuff off of my tripod here. So we're still, like I said, we're still decorating. We have like a little tuck here. We made a pocket there. I made a pocket here. We got a pocket everywhere. We have our little birds, and here's the pocket. And we did that page, and we did this one last Friday, and we did this, and we have that chicken, and we were able to do that. Put this little pocket in. We made a little pocket over here. And then we made this tuck, and I think that's about where we got to on last week. So we're going to start here and see if I can get my hand to help. Hi Carol, how are you? Just took everybody's stuff who paid all the way to the post office and got that out, because tomorrow the post office is going to be closed for Veterans Day. I kind of thought ours was going to be closed today, but it wasn't. So I'm saving this one because I want to put this one in the center of my signature. And most of the prints I have on this book so far, I've been using Lisa Siegel's prints from, hi, there's Cindy right there. This is for you. Woo-hoo, I loved it. Yep, there's your book. Woohoo, pretty cover. I love it. So Vintage Roots Digital Designs is where most of it came, the signatures came from. A few of them, you know, are from like Justin from Just Craftin', and we have a couple pictures from Lisa Mods, and actually that looks really pretty on this page because of the lightness, and then with the natural paper over here. So I'm just going to trim that down, and we'll get to gluing that on, and maybe we'll make this as a little, trying to think if I want to do it as maybe a little top pocket would be cute. And I do have, thank you Sue for kicking out my cow patties. How patties are stacking up on this ranch, that is for sure. I'm just getting my notchers out because I didn't get them out earlier. All right, I'll just get them out so I can have them here. And just going to take a little bit off the top of this one. Actually, I think I'm going to take it off the side here where it's already kind of like got a little boo-boo. And then that way it'll fix that boo-boo as well. So I want to cut the bottom of this off because it's got a white strip down there where I didn't get. And then we will distress it. And we're going to use ground espresso, I think. Or we're going to use vintage photo. Not sure which one's the darkest. I guess vintage photo to me looks darker than ground espresso. So let's go with that one. So how's everybody's Monday? I saw where everybody was, not everybody, but a few of you got snow already. That's just crazy. Crazy. Texas got a little bit chilly. As far as I'm going to go, we got a little chilly last night. It's still very warm out right now. It's probably, I don't know, it's got to be in the 70s. I don't know if we'll get to 80 today or not, but it's warm. The nights and the early mornings, it's chilling down, which is kind of nice. I was going to round this corner and I forgot to do it, so let's, oh, that's not rounder. That's not the rounder one. There's the rounder. And so we did a couple of errands with my daughter this morning and my great-grandson. Went to the post office. Went and picked up a couple little things at the dollar store. And so let's make this into a top loading pocket because it really, these colors just match so perfect. And when something like calls out your name, you got to do it, right? It said, go there, I want to go there. Vintage photo is lighter. It looks darker, but maybe when it actually gets on the paper, it's lighter. I'll have to do a test page. I should do that and like then have it like the name of it next to it so I could see what it's going to look like. Kind of a test strip. That's what we used to do when I was doing ceramics. You would have it like a test and then you would put it on top of your glaze that was fired so you would know what it was going to look like when it was fired. I should kind of do that for my distress oxides, and that way I don't have to second guess. That looks pretty neat. I like that. I'm just going to slightly go over this and just take some of that sharpness off of the paper just to make it look like it is an aged photo. And that's pretty. And we have a little thing we can put there. I'm going to open this up just so I have it not so in my space. So with this paper right here, I'm going to leave that. This is a pocket on this side. So let me run a little bit of glue down and we'll see what we want to put. I do have this cute little, the only problem with using these little clips is you've got this big clip on the other side, which is not very flattering on the other side. I wonder if, I wonder, no, I wonder, oh, it is magnetic. I was going to say, I wonder if it's magnetic. I think it is magnetic. What do you think? I was thinking about maybe I could put a magnet inside of it and have it. Let's try that. So let's put that away, and I'm gonna reach across my laptop here and get a pair of clippers. If I can reach them. I have to get up. I have my little tools in a little little container here behind me. So let's not poke my eyes out. All right, that's good. So we're going to see if it'll hold it, and if it does, we're going to use it. But then we're going to end up with one less magnet. But that's all right. It might work if I could get the magnet separated. It does not want to work that way. Does not seem to want to work that way. Just kind of, it still has like a little lip where I didn't get it all the way filed off or cut off. Let's see if I can get that down farther. I'm trying to do it over on the side of my desk so if that thing flies off, it doesn't hit me or get on the carpet. I might be doing all this for nothing because I'm, ouch, it is sharp now. What did I do with the magnet? There we are. Where'd you go, magnet? All right, we're going to go ahead and use the opposite side. Oop. Definitely tell that's a magnet. Does not want to stick. But we can glue it. We are going to use the magnet somewhere, but just not there. Darn, darn. I was thinking that that would work, but I can't get it flush enough with that tool. So I'm going to run a little bit of glue down here. You're probably all screaming at me how to do it. Hi, Tina. Thank you for coming in. I think it's closer to the ocean got some cold coming in from Texas, like Corpus Christi got some cold. But we're in West Texas, right in the beginning of the West Texas. So we're still, you know, we're like desert. We did not get anything. We got a freeze a little bit the other night, like just a small, I think it was like 33 degrees, so it wasn't really a freeze. But we're still in the 80s and 90s. We're in bipolar side of Texas. That's what we call it, the bipolar side. So we're gonna find something to put here. And I'm still like trying to use up some papers that I printed for a different journal. And I'm just trying to see if I can still, you know, make them work in this journal. Some of these papers, you know, because all of the papers, not all of them, the majority of these papers in this journal came from a feed bag. So they're all different kinds of sizes and layers and levels and all that good stuff. And they're not all straight, which kind of makes it a little hard to, you know, decorate. So it looks like I can get that on there. So I'm just going to cut some of the bread. Let me get this magnet over here so I don't lose it. Like I said, I'm still going to put the magnet in. I just don't know where yet. So did everybody have a good weekend? Did everybody have fun? I do too. I do love the crunchiness of the papers. I love crunchy paper. I have a project that this is like a cute little belly band, so I'm going to keep onto that. I have a project in my brain that I want to do. How many people get projects in their brain and you just got to get it from your brain and onto the drafting board or the table? So I am going to cut off the top and bottom of this paper because it's got that white around it. It didn't get printed from, even when you say print from edge to edge, sometimes it still leaves that little tiny border. It just kind of depends on how the person sets up the graphics to begin with. We had a fairly quiet weekend. My daughter had her little pop-up sale, and it was really successful for her, so I'm happy for that. I only helped her on the first day, and everybody else helped her on, rather the granddaughter helped her on the second day, and the third, and the fourth. No. So she's tired. She's done. So that's going to look good there, so let's just glue that in. Hi, Janet. How are you? You got your tree up? Oh, my goodness. My aunt, she has the cutest Christmas trees that she puts up. Oh, one big one. And she's got, you have to send me a picture, the most beautiful crystal, I don't remember if they're Swartz or what, but they're like crystal glass going around the tree like a garland. And I'm like, I told her, I said, those are going to me. I don't care what anybody says. No. I'm just teasing. She can send them to whoever she wants when she's done decorating trees. I'm going to put that there, and then I'm just going to trim this both sides with these cute scissors here. Just so it'll look cute. Kind of like a pinking shear a little bit. But I'm going to get both sides of the page at once. I have not even thought about putting my Christmas tree up. I'm hosting my son and his wife and my daughter-in-law and my grandchildren for my son and my great-grandchildren for my son are all coming for Thanksgiving, so I'm still in Thanksgiving mode. So I have one little turkey that stands about this high that I have out decorated, and that's it. So that turned out cute. Now we have this big paper. And like I said, I think this will make a cute belly band, and since it's right across, it'll pick up those colors. So I'm just going to trim this with this same kind of scissor here. And we will put that on as a belly band. And it's okay if your belly band goes over or goes under, you know, goes past your paper, as long as it's not going out of the spine. Hi, it says Tina is watching, Barb's watching, Susan's watching. Let's see what my computer says. Yeah, she did have a successful sale. You had some snow flurries? Oh my goodness, Janet. I know West Virginia got snow, so I guess you're got that same snow that everybody else was getting, I guess, huh? Crazy. Crazy. Did you run out and make a snowman? No, that's what I always tell. First snow we ever get, I always run out and make a snowman. Sometimes he's only about this tall. Sometimes he's taller. The first one I made last year, I set it on my hood of the trunk of my car. Because I figured the cold from the trunk would keep it there. So that turned out cute. So now we're at the center. And that's where I want to use this beautiful picture. So we are going to, first we're going to get this all grunged up, and then we'll take the scissors to it. So let me move you out of the way. Let me move you out of the way. And we'll start to grunge this baby up. And I'm trying to be very mindful of your ears and lift up this plastic, because when it goes on this glass top I put, it makes that screeching noise, which is not a good noise. So I'm trying to protect all of your ears. So I'm just trying to start on the outside of it and then work my way more, so you don't really see the swirl too much. Hi, Penny. Thank you for coming in. You put up your Christmas decor day after Thanksgiving. That's when I put up mine. It's the day after. And I think mine is under my deck. And I think while my son's here, I'm gonna pull the mom card out and say, can you help a mom? Can you help your mommy get the stuff out from under the deck? Because I have to unscrew the side panels. And then I have to put it back. And since the dogs can get out, if it has to go right back because the dogs will be able to get out from their fence if it goes down for, if the dogs are outside while the gates, they can get under my deck is what I guess I'm trying to say. And then if I have the side panel off, then they can go away. So I'm liking that. And then I'm going to just kind of dust that a little bit of the window and just a little bit of the floor just to make it so it doesn't look like it's a brand new paper. And we could even wad it up. I've done that before too, where I've taken the paper and kind of wadded it. Especially when I did the pirate journal. I don't know if you ever watched that pirate journal. So it looks like we're going to be able to, I would like to have some of this going around it. So I'm going to take this one that has this kind, and I'm just going to start cutting around. Almost making it almost like how it is with the blue. And we're just going to, and I don't mind if it's not perfect. I don't want it perfect. I want it to look like it was kind of torn and ripped or whatever. So how many of you guys are going through withdrawals because Sue B's not going on Mondays anymore? I got to talk to her. She called me, but I'm like, I don't know what to do with my Mondays without... They're messing up. It's like, you find out your special television show is not going to be aired that night, and you're like, ah. And then when I was at the post office, some man walked in and he said, "Who died?" I thought, only in a small town. Only in a small town do you have somebody walk into the post office and say, "Who died?" I thought it was so funny. But apparently Dick Cheney died. But he died last week, and I'm like, so they have it as half mast. But I thought it was so funny. So I love how that's going to fit on there. And I am going to probably cut the tails off. I'm going to go ahead and tie this again, because we don't need these long tails under that. I might leave it a little bit, and push it down, just in case something happens and she would have to retie or whatever. Hopefully she won't. And then I'm just going to start on this side and put some glue down. And I'm not going to make these a pocket or anything like that. I'm just gluing, 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 gluing. I'm using art glitter glue, which is my glue of choice. I like it because if I didn't get this straight, I would be able to lift it right off and it wouldn't cause any damage to my paper. So I'm just kind of trying to make sure I have it semi good. Like I said, I don't mind it being off. Like some of this is a little bit cut differently. I like that look on here because we are trying to make it look like it came from the 1800s. And I'm just going to take a sip of my tea because my throat is dry. So now we'll do this side. And I'm going to leave it where the spine, where it lays in there, just a little bit loose so it doesn't rip. Hi, Jill. How are you today? Yeah, that's why I like small country too. I mean, people drive their tractors into town. Like I've seen them drive their golf or their lawnmowers into town. I've seen it all. Today when we were coming home from the store, there was a huge tractor with his blades on the sides or whatever, and I told my daughter, I said, well, big tractor wins, and so we had to pull over. Big tractors win. I don't think I could ever live in a big city again. I mean, I never say never because you never know what life's going to give you, but to choose, I would always choose the country life, I think. I'm just kind of going around the edges where it might be peeking out. Trying to get that little up. So when we went to the little market today, I was like looking to see what I wanted to have for dinner, and I couldn't see anything, so I said, oh, I'm just going to make hamburgers. So I came home, put some hamburgers out. So we're having hamburgers for dinner. So that looks good, and that's kind of what I envisioned the whole time of wanting it to be there. And so we finally got to the half of the signature. Finally. So I do have a lot of, I have this piece that I made, and I got to decorate it. We're calling it a side swing. So I took this size punch, which I think is a 2-inch punch, 1.5-inch punch, and I cut, and then on the inside there is a 1-inch punch on the inside, and then I just sandwiched it in between. And we're making homemade. I made homemade chicken soup last night, and so it swings off each other. And I'm going to put it in the book, and I can just put it down like here, and you can still swing out the pages and decorate it. But let's decorate it first. I think it would be easier to decorate. And all we're going to do is put glue on this side. So that way even the bottom page will slide out. And, yeah, my husband loves, that man loves leftovers. I don't really care for leftovers. So I like that one. So we're going to put just the different cute saloon pictures that I have. I need one more. I think I have 4 saloon pictures. So here we got 4 different saloon pictures. I think there's 4 pages on here, right? 1, 2, yep, there's 4 pages. So let's get to decorating it. And I am going to round the corners. And then we'll distress it as well. Usually when I do my lives, I give myself some grace and I don't expect myself to make a big dinner. It's been a long time since my husband cooked me dinner. I don't know who I was talking to the other day. I was saying, I miss the days that my husband used to we used to do it every other day. I brought him coffee, or he brought me coffee every other day. And then the last time he brought me coffee, he was like this with the cup, and I said, okay, never mind. We're done with that now. Because it was like, as sweet as it was that he was bringing it, I thought it was going to end up all over the floor. So I don't get coffee served to me in bed anymore. Unless I'm in some fancy hotel room that serves coffee in bed. Let me get rid of those. And then we are going to distress these, and then we'll put them on. And with this, I want to make sure that it's glued really firmly because I don't want it to snag as it's sliding back and forth. Hi, Rebecca. Thank you for coming in. Hi, Penny. Hi, Jean. Thank you for coming in. Says Sue's watching. I can't, Jean, what state do you live in? I think I saw where you said it one time, but I can't remember. I see you on Justin's page too. So that looks good. Like I said, we're not going to make pockets out of any of these because we want it to slide easily. And if this works, I can show you how I made it. I'm like, I'm not gonna show you how I made it unless I know it's gonna work. So this will be the first time I'm putting it in a book. So that looks good. Okay, So let's get our little guy here. And we're going to do it where the brown is on the top. And it's going to swing out this way. So let's just swing this, and we'll start with the back page. And that fits perfect on that page. Almost too perfect. Wow. Couldn't have got more perfect than that. So I am going to... I know. You didn't bring me coffee in bed, but you would have had to carry it all the way upstairs. You would have probably bought me coffee in bed. But yeah, it's been a long time since... I used to love it. I think if something should happen and I end up alone, I really think I'm going to put a coffee pot... Illinois. Okay, perfect. I kind of think I'm going to put a coffee pot on my nightstand because I love coffee in bed. So I think I'm going to leave a little bit down on the bottom. So that way if Cindy wants to journal above it, she can maybe like use a white pen or a silver pen or whatever. And she can journal above it. So I'm just making sure that all the edges are nice and glued, because I want it to slide very nicely over it. And it does so far. So now we're going to take our second page, and we're going to do that. And I'm trying to think, which one do I want on the top? I think I want this one on the top. So let's put this one here. And we'll glue that one down. Supposed to get 32 tonight. See, that's why I like coffee in bed. You don't have, you can stay in your warm, comfy bed, and you can have your cup of coffee and do your Bible reading or whatever you do in the mornings, and then get up and start the world. So that's why I think I'm going to get me a nice little Keurig and put it on my nightstand. Is that like too much? That's just too much, I think. I remember the day like before when we used to have a 2-story home, and that's why we started doing every other day. My husband would do it one day. We always had a timer on the coffee pot, but we'd go downstairs. Every other day he would go or I would go. We're going to put, let's see, which one do we want on? I should ask Cindy, which one do you want on the front? Let's put this one right here, because this one is a smaller picture, and we'll have the smaller picture on the front. An hour from Wisconsin. I went through Illinois on my trip, but I went on the western side, I guess you would call it. Or southern side. Southern. It had me cross over from West Virginia, cross over the top of the states to get to Missouri. So that's fun. I like that. Like I said, I'm just making sure that everything is smooth and it's down, because we want this one, see, like this one's going to flip there, so I need to add a little bit more glue on this corner because we don't want it to flip onto there. We want to make sure it's nice and tight there. We don't want it glued to itself either, so. Just using my glue eraser. Took me a long time before I understood what people were saying when they were saying a glue eraser. And we'll put this one like in the center like this. And that'll be really cute. We've only done a half an hour. See, this is what takes so long to do a book, because it takes me sometimes 30 minutes to do a page. That's crazy, huh? Crazy, crazy, crazy. Thank goodness I'm not charging Cindy by the hour. No. This is going to be pretty. Or handsome, or whatever you want to call it. All right, so I like that. And I think we're going to put it right here. And like I said, all I'm going to do is glue this dot, because if I glue past it, it won't slide. So I'm just placing it kind of where I want to place it, and we'll see if the mechanism works when we get done. We'll see if it works. Everybody pray. Everybody cross your fingers. And then afterwards I'll show you how I did it if it works. If it doesn't work, then she's only going to see 3 of these pictures. I'm just putting the glue on that one little spot. Hi Rita, how are you? Thank you. I think so too. I think a Keurig should go next to the bed. Okay, so we got one page, and then we have the next page, and then we have the next page, and it looks like it's gonna work. So now I can show you guys how I did it, if you want to see. If you guys want to see, put thumbs up or a heart, and let me know if you want me to show you exactly how I made it, because I think I can do it real quickly here. If you want to see. Hi Lori's Creative Journaling. How are you? So, and we can actually put something cute here to decorate that, as long as it doesn't. Oh, everybody's putting it in. Okay, so let me grab at least 2 pieces of cardstock. I did it with cardstock. Because I wanted it to, so here's a white piece, or no, it's kind of a purple color, and then I have a green over here. So since I'm not going to really, I'm just using this to go in my ideas book. I don't care what color it is. Show us, okay. I am. So you can make these any size you want. You know, like if you want to make it a 4x4 or a 6x6 or just, I think it would be, and this one's not, this one's like a, what is the size? What size is the one I used? Let's get the ruler out. So this one is a 5 by 6.5. Well, how I came up with those numbers, I don't know. But you do whatever size you want to do. You know, I don't know what size book you're working on. So let's just do it by 5. So that way I can get 2 of them out of the same piece of paper. Or I can get 4 out of the 2 pieces of paper, I should say. And then don't throw away your scraps. They make good belly bands. And then we'll do it. We can just do it by 5 again. So we'll make this one like a square. And then we're going to use these to punch our holes with. So everybody got this so far? Like I said, you can do any size you want. You want it big enough to where you're going to punch a hole through it and to be able to still decorate it. So this might be too small if you're, you know, trying to decorate with that. So we have our 4 pieces of paper. And now we're going to get our punches out. And I am going to use my 1-inch, this is a 1.5 inch punch. And then I'm going to find the next one down from it, which is this one, which is, I think, okay, I think we can do, okay, we're going to take, I'm just going to do 2 opposite colors so that way you can see what's going on. So I'm going to do it with whatever color this is, lavenderish color. So I'm going to take this and punch. Now this is kind of big. I am going to use the 1.5 inch punch, and we're going to make 2 of those. So we made 2 of the 1.5 inch punch.
So we're going to take our card. We actually need, no, we only need 2. Okay. So now's when you're going to decide whether you want it to be a right-handed or a left-handed. And if you make these the same color, it won't matter because you can flip it over to have it. Hi, Linda Martin, how are you? You can have it either direction. If you make them different colors, yeah, we do need one more. I thought I did. I'm like in my head, that's not going to work. I need one more because we want to be able to cover it up. Okay. So we're going to take one of our punches. I'm going to take the smaller punch and I'm going to punch the corner of the book. So all 4 pages are going to get punched if I can get this to punch through all 4 of them. And I might not be, oh, I did. I was able to get it. That's pretty close to this edge, so I'm not super happy with it, but it'll work for showing you what I'm doing. You kind of want to get it a little farther, so if you had a different hole punch, that would work. So now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to make a pie out of it. Not all the way to the center. See how I made like a pie? I'm going to flip it the other way and I'm going to do the same little fold. And it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. So now I have these 2, and it looks like that on one side, and it looks like this on the other. And we're going to stick this side, we're going to glue it onto this, just so it looks nice. But I'm only going to glue here and here. I'm not gluing where my flaps were. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here, a little bit of glue right here, and we're going to glue this circle back onto it. Just like that. So now we have this. And then you're going to take that part and you're going to pinch it through, and it doesn't matter if it folds a little bit. You just want to get it through all of your holes. So now we have that, so it's sticking out. Like I said, this, I should have got it farther over. So this is a bad example. So now we have this. So now all we want to do is glue this little flap and this little flap. So we're just putting glue on that. Make sure you don't get it too much, because if you glue it to that other card, it's not going to swing. And you're going to take your other color or your other hole and you're going to put it on there. And and you want it to be able to see how I can move it around. That way we know it's not glued to anything, because I can move the whole circle around. So now you can open up each individual, and you could actually, put it, if you wanted to glue it into your book and make it like that, you could do that, kind of deal. You can make it like a pinwheel. So did everybody get that? Or do I need to repeat something? I wish this hole would have been a little farther in, because now you can see it. But you can actually, it's no big deal that it is like that. But you can have, now you have a swing out. And if I wanted it to swing this way, I just flip it over and I can have it swing that way. So until you actually put it in your book, when you put it in your book, you'll just put glue on this dot and not on the other one. Thank you, Maritza. It's kind of fun. And you could actually do this with one of those brads that flip open. You could do that with it too, but this way it lays flat. And you could, put it in your book any way you want to. And you can actually trim this down now that we have it made. If you wanted to, you could trim that down. But thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Susan. You can make it. I know you can. I know you can. So now we have one. I'll put this in my ideas book. And at least it worked. I'm going to put this little cute dyed by me on this little blue or brown tab right here. And that'll be cute. So just I'm going to put a little bit of fabric tack. Hi, Linda. How are you? Thank you for coming in and watching today. So I'm just putting the glue just in the center, because I want to make sure that I don't get any glue on the outside that'll keep it from swinging. It's just a swinging. I don't own the rights to that song. So now it'll swing in and out. But it's okay to see how, as long as I can move it back and forth a little bit like this, we're good. We know that it's all perfect. So we still have 15 minutes, so let's see what we can put on this page. Where's my hand? So give me a hand. Yay! No. My hand's clapping for me. I made something and it worked. So, I know, I'm being silly. All right, let's put these punches off the desk so I can have my desk back. And get all of that. But you can adjust your hole sizes to any size you want to adjust it to work for you. You know, it doesn't have to be the inches that I set. You just want to make sure that you can get that one piece of paper through it. So let's see. I have used up a lot of my pictures. I'm going to have to go back to the printer. Back to the drawing board. I do like this printout that Lisa Siegel or Lisa Ahmad did. For some reason, my eyes are just drawn to this beautiful, and it still looks country to me. It looks more like a pretty country, like maybe French country, but it's still country looking. Hey, Jamie, how are you today? I hope you're feeling rested from not being on last night. Hope Matt's doing well. Still contemplating whether or not I'm going to have my daughter take me to ER or not. I'm like, I think I have a screw that's loose in my big toe. But I was able to push it back into a spot that it's supposed to go to. And we'll see if it stays there. So if it doesn't, my husband can't drive anymore, so I'm afraid if I drove myself, I won't be able to get myself back home because it's on my right foot. So, it feels much better now that I got it back into its spot that it's supposed to be in. So let's do that, and we'll just kind of distress around it, and then it'll still fold, and it'll be pretty. So let me round the corners of it, and I can even round the corners of this. This is from the feed bag. And around these corners. I'm kind of liking the glass top table, because I love seeing the cedar chest, but I just have to remember not to drop things, because I had my grandma's tablecloth on it, and it kind of absorbed the noise if I dropped something, you know. Now when I lay something down, it hits that glass. So I just have to be kind of, I'm not gonna make this a pocket because it is the tuck, and we gotta make it straight. And I'm just trying to get it to fold where this paper is already folded. So I'll just glue this part down, and we'll glue the other side. Yeah, it's rough. Same thing. I had the same thing. I have I had two screws in my knee from operation, and I'm not going to be able to refold this because this folded crooked from the factory. And my body was rejecting one of it, so for the last surgery, I went in, I said, if you don't take it out, I'll take it out myself, because it really felt like it was splitting my bone in half. So the doctor hem-hawed around, and he finally agreed to do it. And he said, oh yeah, it was like trying to come out of your leg. I'm like, yeah, I've been telling you that. And it's like, when I woke up from surgery, I felt so good. It was like somebody took a big old splinter out of my hand, you know, or something like that. So I think the same thing happened. I had to have a bunionectomy, and so I have 2 screws in my toe holding my big toe on, and I think the same thing has happened. Oh, getting old is hard. Getting old is hard. My knee happened because I was snow skiing, and a snowboarder decided he wanted to play bowling with me, and he knocked me down. Well, he was a kid. He said he didn't see me, and anyways, he knocked me off my feet and tore my ACL. And then I had to be like brave and say, oh, I'm going to ski down this mountain instead of going down in a cart, because I always swore I would never go down in one of them carts. But I think I did more damage trying to ski down the mountain than I would have if I just taken the easy way and had them come get me. But that's when my husband decided I wasn't allowed to go skiing anymore. Yeah, it was not fun. This one was not fun either. Like I said, I actually was it felt like an ice pick was in my foot. So I just pushed as hard as I could, and I could feel the screw go back into where it was supposed to be. So I'm hoping it stays put. But I think it might have to just come out, so I don't know. Why it always has to happen around a holiday or something, I don't know. So I'm just kind of distressing this picture like we did all the rest of them, just trying to make it look like it's a little old, like it's been ran through the ranch a couple of times, taking a little bit off of the color, and then that's pretty. There's no reason you can't have, look at, there's an old barn there. It's just a beautiful picture. So, and that was fast. I only did that one in a couple minutes. So, hi, Sandy. Thanks for coming in. Hi, Adela. How are you? And Carol's, yeah, the bunion. Bunion surgeries are no fun, but boy, I tell you, it helps. You can go on YouTube and look up bunionectomy. Woo! I wouldn't suggest doing it, though, right before you're going to have surgery. But they have it on YouTube. You can see what they do to do it. And I'm like, my doctor told me, because I was in the medical field, my doctor told me to go look at that surgery beforehand. And I said, why would you ever have anybody look at that? He just laughed. He just laughed at me. So I do have some more pictures I can cut out. Just didn't get them cut out yet. I'm trying to see what we want to put on this white page. We could put the Rusty Roost Farm Fresh Eggs on that white page, and that might look cute with that. Let me see what else we got here that I haven't cut up yet. And I'm going to use this one for the second signature, center of it. And here's my Mr. Johnny Thunderpants. It's my horse. I like to put in. I do like these girls too. I like that. Okay, it's either going to be this. And actually this one really does nothing. Well, let's trim it out and see what it looks like. I can't really tell until I get the sides off of it. This is good. Oh, good. I'm glad you can walk. Yeah, it's no fun when you can't walk. Believe me. Ain't no fun. And I thought it was funny when I did my knee, and I ended up, going to the medic that they have there at the ski load, and they said, put some, here, let me try and find something to give you some ice. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, there's a whole mountain of snow outside. I'll just go stick my knee in the snow. Like, oh well. The only thing that made me mad is that it happened to me the first day on my trip. And we were there for 3 days, and I had to watch my girlfriend go skiing the rest of the 2 days, where I was like, no can do. I cannot go skiing with you. But, oh well. Those days are all gone. Too old to go snow skiing. I did know a lady, though, that used to snow ski, and she was in her 80s. So she made me look bad. I kind of like that on there now. I think we'll make it a little side. Oh, this folds. Yeah. What was I thinking? So this could fold around still. We could maybe do that. I forgot that folded. It's going to have to be a little bit crooked just because, like I said, this fold is crooked. But we can make this a little pocket on this side. Oh, I'm happy. I'm feeling better too. Like I said, once I pushed that screw back in, I felt like almost instant relief. But I'm sure the doctors don't like it when we play doctors. We fix ourselves. But we live on a ranch. What can I say? You do what you got to do, right? I mean, I figured when I was doing it to myself, I figured I wasn't going to be... I couldn't hurt it any worse than I was already hurting, is what I thought in my head. So... I'm just putting glue on 2 sides because we're going to make it a little pocket on the top. So now we have a little pocket up here. And I forgot to kind of distress a little bit. We'll just distress a little bit. And we'll just distress a little bit over here so it's not so white. And try and find something cute to go on here. And my bundle of joy and all this fun stuff. I do have some of the Tim Holtz people. He looks kind of... It looks like he should be sitting down, though. Maybe he can be like sitting down on the edge of the picture. Like this is a ledge he can sit down on. Let's put that there. I like the Tim Holtz stuff. Anybody else like Tim Holtz's? I can keep it in the snow, yeah. I did keep my knee in the snow while everybody was playing. I remember we were staying at a house. My husband wasn't with us, and we were staying at a friend's house, and it was a upside down house where the bedrooms were downstairs and the living quarters were upstairs. And I remember my husband calling the house, and the guy answered the phone, and I'm like, don't say anything. And I'm trying to get upstairs fast enough because he would like make me come home if he knew I was hurt. So I was like trying to hobble up those stairs so fast because I didn't want my girlfriend that I went with to have to go home early from the trip. It was so funny. But I got up there and I'm like, don't say nothing. The things we do, right? I got so many stories. I could craft for 100 years and still have stories of my crazy life. You love Tim Holtz? I do too. I love it. They are a little bit pricey, I will say. You have to get them when they're like, they have like a 50% off coupon or 40% off coupons and stuff like that. So I like that. That turned out really neat. And it is a little tuck spot right here. And then we have her on this side, and it's tuck spot on there. So it looks like my hour is up, and I will continue to keep working on this, and hopefully Friday we'll have it all finished for Cindy. So I just want to thank you guys for laughing with me and listening to my crazy stories about my crazy life that I lived. But I'm alive, so I lived through them all. So that's what I say. I lived through it, so I'm good. So anyways, just thank you for this last hour, and thank you for crafting with Nani. I'll see you guys all on everybody else's page. Have a good day. Have a great week. Bye-bye.